Hello, Sister Goons. My name is Alex, and welcome back to Let's Play Transformers Devastation. In the last video, we were able to get some information out of Thundercracker pretty easily, I might add. And now we're on our way to get the Plasma Core, which was ejected from the Proud Star, like right when we tried to get it out. So, you know, I want to say for like a majority of this video, we're going to be playing as we're still going to be playing as Bumblebee, which I don't really mind. He is one of my favorite characters to play as because I love his personality. I love his super and also his special ability, which is basically just parkouring over enemies. It's really good. But you may have also been noticing that I was having some trouble with my controller. Yeah. Yeah, like, sky's blue, what? But anyway. So, basically, we're just trying to get to the bridge that connects to the island that's offshore. And we were here before. At least I believe we were. Oh, but now we're introduced to another enemy type, the heavy ground soldiers. These guys will obviously come in the form of tanks. And they are pretty devastating. You wouldn't be able to tell by the way I was, just by the way that I'm mollywopping this guy right now. But yeah, they do not take them lightly, especially if it's your first time playing, because these guys can do a lot of damage. They can stun you, and they take quite a beating. So, yeah. Oh, pardon me. Sorry. Now, a direct assault on this is pretty much suicidal. So, what we gotta do? Oh, no, wait. Actually, I misread the situation. They were trying to patch up the leak that the plasma core had. But the Bumblebee has a way to get past it, but they need red energon. Now we did come by that a lot earlier in the game, but we never really used it. So, you know. And I'm actually kind of mixed about this top-down segment right here because, as far as I know, it's the only time that it happens in the game. So. Really, I'm just questioning, like, what's really the point in all of it? Though, it does kind of sort of have its uses, like, I think it makes taking care of certain enemies a little bit easier, at least that's what I think. Though, there is no wrong way to go about this. You can either go the top route, which is what I'm doing, or go back to that one area that you saw in the beginning of the game. You know, when you had to play as a sideswipe, or when you were pretty much where it was mandatory to play as a sideswipe. Actually, now because I don't want to do that whole vent thing again, I chose not to go into my vehicle mode for that. But now that we got the energon, we can head on back to the bridge and go from there. And of course, you know, you got a bunch of enemies that are gonna try to steal your crap. So, yeah, there's that. As far as I knew, there's no health bar on the energon, so you don't necessarily have to worry about it breaking on you. But yeah. Though what I did do was a little bit it's not necessarily how you're supposed to go about it, but I mean, hey, I did it anyway. So A rank. Plus, yeah, I just wasted a crap ton of blaster ammo on it, but oh well. Though, though that's not the only wave, because we still gotta head on back over. Actually, we got these shield guys up here now. One thing I will say about the what was it, carrying mechanics. You can jump with the energon cube. So big W for that one, because like I still remember with Sly 2, I had to carry crap, but I couldn't jump. It freaking sucked. Okay, so yeah. Oh hey, ground soldier. And yeah, so unfortunately, these guys are going to be here for the remainder of the game, which could be a bummer depending on how you look at things. But I mean, you're not that difficult with the right weapons, and yeah. So, the best advice I can kind of give you is to dodge away from the hammer swing, like if it's coming like right at you, you want to go back, but I kind of had a bit of mixed results with that. So an alternative they can do is just slide under them like Bumblebee does. Well, with his special power at least. Oh god, the damage level, frick. So now that this little thing's over, we got a boss battle. Which, as soon as we head into the circle, hold on a second, need a swig. And also seeing inconsistency. That energon was red, not pink. Glad to see the G1. Animation errors still return. But yep, we gotta fight Starscream, everyone's favorite Decepticon. At least, I say as a joke, because like he is one of the most famous characters in the franchise, but he's not everybody's favorite, you know? Also, yes, I am picking him off with the goddamn sniper rifle. Well, mostly. I believe I was able to do this once. Actually, I think this was like one of the easier times I had with him. Yeah, sorry about that. Shut up, phone. Sorry about that. Anyway, so now that's done, we can head on over to the island, where the plasma core is at. But we're also introduced to a new boss character. Well, I say a new boss character. We have yet another boss, Blitzwing. One of the more famous Decepticons because of what he can do, and not so much a character. Because for those not in the know, Blitzwing is known as a triple changer. He can change between his robot mode, jet mode, and a tank, which honestly is really freaking cool. But he doesn't have a lot of personality. You tie my hands, if you tied my arms around my back and asked me what's one of the main things about Blitzwing, I'd be like, he can triple change, and that's really it. Because he hasn't really had any major storylines, I think, at least not in the shows. I'm pretty sure he had a couple in the comics, but they weren't that great. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry. Anyway, so this fight's almost done here. We just gotta keep shooting him. We'll shoot or attack him, but I just choose to shoot because it's a bit more damage and it's a little more consistent. Plus, you're constantly in car mode anyway. So, also I think there was a bit of a graphical error because that was an all black thing. Anyway. So, with that out of the way, we fight Blitzwing for real now. personally, I kind of like what Transformers Animated did with Blitzwing. Like, he had 3 faces, each with a different personality, and essentially they all kind of embodied one particular mode of his. Like his calm, cool, and collected face was his jet mode. The the angry Russian sounding one was more well, was more for the tank, and crazy was just like everything. But anyway, so as for the fight, Blitzwing has like 3 major different attacks. One is regular melee. Second is with his tank, which has a fire-based element. He can shoot missiles, and he has a jet, which is more suited with ice. Again, just like how Transformers Animated handle him. But if he has some high-power guns, then he's not really that much a problem. But yeah, he's just not a very interesting character. In fact, I'm not even too sure why they brought him in when there could have been another Decepticon that could have just easily taken his place or something. And yeah, but like, what do I know, right? Maybe because they could get the original actor back, but who knows? Who knows, really? Anyway, so now that we're done with that, we can head on back to the main city to follow Starscream. Though, and now the Decepticons are learning about the plasma core and just like what they really need to do. Sorry, my neck hurts a little bit. So now the cons have a plan, but Starscream is not in a position to do all this. because remember what Thundercracker said in the last video? Plasma energy is way too unstable. So, yeah. Oh, and now we get our second incarnation of the Seekers, which are commandos, I believe. And these guys... Oh, no. They're elites. But these guys are a pain in the goddamn ass. I swear to God. Because these guys like to block. They like to not get stunned as easily. It just feels like they have a lot more armor than they rightfully should, you know? And it's also right here that I'm just not playing to the best of my abilities, because I'm like, okay, this is... Okay, I am just not really doing well at this. But, I mean, hey, these things happen when you're just playing a game in general, right? But anyway, there are 3 different caches on this little island right here that you can get, which personally I kind of like to do because it's money, it's weapons, which can give you more money and upgrade your other weapons. So it's you know, it's I would say it's worth, but not necessarily the side mission, because I don't know what it is. I never bothered with it. I don't really want to, because I'm just perfectly content with going through the game as is with some other weapons, maybe some other characters, but still. So now it is a war to get back to the mainland, which oh yeah. I wasn't in the mood for that guy's crap, so I just freaking swiped him with Prime's trailer. There we go. There's how the ground soldier works. But yeah, the dodge doesn't really like. I don't think you get that much breathing room with the dodge. Like, it's think of it as like Zendatsu from Metal Gear Rising, or better yet, Witch Time from Bayonetta. The amount of time that slows down is not very long, right? Like, it is just barely enough for you, and I should have hit that. And I should have hit that Elite Seeker earlier, because come on, I was right on top of him. I just like flew past him. Bastic. What the frick am I saying? Oh yeah, and we also came across those little what was it? The green exploding things. I don't know what they're called, so that's just what I'm gonna call them. Yeah, and the Seeker Elites just freaking like to freaking do that. So yeah, but I mean, it's not awful, all things considered, but just it does get a little bit annoying when you're like right in the heat of the moment, sort of thing. Oh, and I also should have mentioned, if you are worried about health, there are little items that you can get throughout the game, and you can also buy in the shop. I think they are just simply called repair kits. So, yeah. Though you can only have a certain number of them at a time, so do try to keep it in mind. Though, like, now that I have like all these gear and some upgrades that I've been having for a majority of the game, these guys aren't awful, and I really hate that that guy was just like a pixel off from like what was supposed to happen, It sucks. But I mean, like, as long as you can get certain things off before your opponent, then you will be aces. But hey, it is what it is, Oh, and it is storming over there in the main city. Sorry, need a drink. Well, Plasma Core is down. So, we got Motor Master. I want to say these are called the Combaticons, led by Motor Master, but oh well. And there goes Motor Master. So now we have yet another chase scene, and this was the main reason why I decided to stick with Optimus for like this particular this particular run, because, well, he's a truck. Motor Master is a truck. Really, it only made sense. So, plus, I think in the original G1 canon, I think that Motor Master was meant to be a counterplay for Optimus, but I could be wrong on that. Oh yeah, and you also, also, just because I took down Motor Master doesn't mean that he'll be gone for long. So you need to book it. You need to book it as fast as you can over to the Plasma Core, so that before he can actually, do what he needs to do. So, and that red blip there, that is Motor Master coming, and he rubber bands like a motherfucker. It is not even fucking funny. But but also ignore any caches that you may see along the way, because not really worth it. I think if you slow down even for a minute, he will get there first, but I could be wrong on that. But just for lack of a better term. Just lock the fuck in, and you should be good. All right. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Needed to readjust myself. Okay, so technically phase 2. So Motormaster has a lot of electrical attacks, which is honestly pretty cool. Though it can be kind of a pain to dodge at times, like that little orb, because that thing just chases you around the screen until it is either destroyed or it makes contact with an enemy. He also has these little, well, not little, he also has these giant slashes and that energy beam, which is pretty fast, so you better be paying attention. And also have your dodge ready whenever you can, so, you know. Okay, so now that Motormaster's done, it's time to track down the plasma core now. So it's basically just a case of hot and cold. The darker the darker the pulse is, the closer that we get to the core, right? But fortunately, I don't have that much ammo left in the old ion blaster, so I gotta get my ammo from. So I gotta get some ammo soon, and in the meantime, I gotta make deal with the modded fusion cannon, which I believe is a reference to Dark of the Moon. You know how? Okay, so context. The fusion cannon is the main weapon for Megatron. However, in Dark of the Moon, he had a shotgun, so it can be assumed that that shotgun is a modified version of his fusion cannon. And if that's so, that's a nice subtle homage. But yeah. Also, if you are going too far off of the beaten path, Teletran 1 will tell you to get back on the path. So don't worry too much about that. Also, I didn't mention this, but those red Insecticons, they are basically kamikaze enemies, so yeah, you may want to stay away from them. And also, yes, I have been using the Star Saber. There we go. I just forgot. That was all. But now we have one of the more annoying sections of the game, which is basically it's a defend the tower sort of thing. Wheeljack is going to patch up the leak, but unfortunately, we gotta buy him some time and hold off any invading forces. Now, I don't know what happens if you pick Wheeljack or not. I have never tried, so yeah. He does have a health bar and he will take damage, but thankfully after every wave he will be able to heal up. So there is that. I do like what he says, like, somebody get this guy off me, or I'm leaking all over. It's actually kind of funny, you know. And generally speaking, the AI is not that bad in this game when it comes to situations like this. But overall, it's not perfect. Like, come on, guys, come on, somebody could have just been next to Wheeljack and not me, you know. Oh well. Just like, long as it's over, you know. and it's probably the only time that you're gonna. It's probably the only other time that you're gonna see Grimlock in action, if you don't pick him. I'm pretty sure there are achievements for if you beat the game as certain characters, but I don't really know. But because like I never tried. Like I always figured that it was better to have Optimus battle Megatron at the end, because they are destined enemies and all that. So, you know. I also would have really liked it if the whole lock-on thing was a little more consistent, I guess. But anyway, I think this one is a little bit simpler to deal with because you only have 2 enemies to deal with, and if you're fast enough and have proper placement, you can take care of them before they even get close to Jack, which I did not, unfortunately. Okay, so now we have to deal with Menasor, which is the second. Like, I want to say he's the second, the second official combiner of the Decepticons. In terms of toys, I want to say he was the second ever combiner on the team, but I don't know for sure. He is very similar to a Devastator in the fact that he's really, really big, and that he has like 2 phases, but he attacks very differently. It's more akin to what a Motormaster does, instead of like he has sword attacks, he has lightning attacks, and of course he can stomp you out. Oh yeah, and also whenever he gets to the second phase, he will always start with this tornado, so do not stay close to him when he starts it out. And is why you save your super meter for the second phase. That way you can get it over with a lot quicker. Though he does have an attack. There it is. He can break up into separate pieces, and he can attack it that way. That was not something he could do in the show, but it is nice to have. At least for an enemy. This dude just chucks it like a softball. Honestly, B, like, you should have been like, whoa, didn't see that coming. Like how they would constantly say in Johnny Test. I am so sad that I actually remember that show. And yeah, Starscream is kind of left in the dust for now because, well, he's an idiot. Starscream, buddy, we know that's not going to happen. Come on, quit lying to yourself. Got my throat. Ow. Sorry. So yeah, after this we just have like 3 chapters left. So, I mean, this is not a very long game. It may take a little while on your first playthroughs or whatever, but that's just because sometimes you may not understand like what certain things do, but that's just natural. That's what happens when you play the game over and over and over again. You start to understand the certain things that you didn't before, things like that. So, anyway, yeah, I think that's going to do it for me for now. If you enjoyed the video, please sure leave a like, comment down below, and if you're new around here, please subscribe to the channel because we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and every little bit helps. Also, if for some reason YouTube still has you on restricted mode, please turn that off so that way you know whenever I upload a video. Until next time, Celestial Goons, remember, Reach for the stars.